Hello everyone, welcome to Yarn Wonders. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to crochet this adult size beanie or a crochet cap. This is going to be a two-part video. In the first part, I'll be showing you how to crochet a flat circle, and in the second part of the video, I'll be showing you how to convert it into a beanie. Right? Now let's get right into the video. To make this, I'm going to be using a size 2 cotton yarn and a 2.5 mm crochet hook. Okay. To start a flat circle, we're going to start off with a magic circle, right? And into the magic circle, we are going to do double crochet stitches. If you guys are not familiar on how to do a magic circle, I'll link it in the description box below. And let me just get the camera a little closer. Yeah, that's perfect, right? So I'm starting off with a chain 3. This chain 3 counts as 1 double crochet, and we're going to do 11 more double crochet stitches. If you had watched my other video on how to crochet a flat single crochet circle, I would have explained. Any circular pattern, you have to start off with a multiple of 6 or 8. Okay, it's because when you do with a multiple of 6 or 8, and if you follow this particular pattern, your start and end of the stitch or end of the row will be increase or decrease stitch depending on what row you're doing. If you're doing an increase row, it will always end with an increase, and if you're doing a decrease row, it will always end with a decrease. So that is the reason we have chosen a multiple of 6 or 8. In this particular video, we are using multiple of 6, and one more thing that you have to follow is, suppose here I'm starting off with the number 12. So in the next row, I'll have to increase 12. And in the next row, each and every row, I'll be increasing 12. And while decreasing also, I'll be following the same pattern. Okay. So I'm going to finish off these 12 double crochet stitches. And 12. Okay, I already have 12. Now I'm just going to close the magic circle. Let me check one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. Okay. Yeah, we have 12 double crochet stitches. Now I'm going to slip stitch on top of the chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. So this is the chain 3. I'm going to slip stitch here. Slip stitch is also a very important part of this pattern, because if you don't slip stitch, it is not going to have the same effect as we do with the slip stitch. For example, here you can see that these are these double crochet stitches, they form like you have stacked up a coin, right? You can distinctively see each row. So this is one row, this is one row, and this is one row. If you don't slip stitch, and if you continue to do the same kind of if you continue to go ahead with the next row without slip stitching and starting over, then it will kind of have a coil like effect. It will not you will not be able to see the rows increasing, and also it is a little confusing to do that way. And if you're a beginner, I would definitely suggest you to go with this pattern. So now for row 2 is an increase row, and we're going to increase 12 stitches. So into each row, into each stitch, you'll be doing 2 double crochets. So the first row we had 12 stitches, in the second row we'll be having 24 stitches. Okay, so you have to go into the same thing. Say suppose this is the stitch that I'm doing now. I have to go into the same stitch and make one more double crochet. So we have 24 stitches, and now again I'm going to slip stitch on top of the chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Now from this row we are going to start our flat circle increase pattern. So we'll be doing two kinds of stitches in this row. One is the single stitch and one is the double stitch. The double stitch is nothing but the increase stitch. Okay, so we start off the row with a chain 3, and this chain 3 counts as one double crochet. So on top of this double crochet we have done a chain 3. So now we have to go into the next V, right, and make 2 double crochets. So this is the increase stitch. So we'll be alternating one increase stitch and one normal stitch. So we have 2 double crochets into this one. Into the next one you'll be making 1 double crochet. In the next one you'll be making 2 double crochets, right? So this is the pattern throughout the row. At the end of this row you'll be having 36 double crochet stitches. Okay, you can easily identify an increase stitch. If you can see here, see the increase stitch, it kind of looks like, you know, the bottom part is tapered and the top part it kind of expands. The normal stitch, it's just one single stitch by itself. Okay, so we're going to continue doing that. Normal and increase. Here I am at the end of the row. So if you can see here, I have one stitch left, which is going to be the increase stitch. As I told you, this row always ends with an increase. If it doesn't end with an increase and still you have 36 stitches, that means you have done a mistake in one of these stitches. You can go back and check and correct, right? So now again we are going to slip stitch and we are at row 4. In this row we'll be doing 2 normal stitches, that is 2 single stitch and 1 increase stitch. So you know, always the confusion arises when you start the row. That is, see here I already have done a 3 chain. That's better. So here I have done a 3 chain. If you just pull this, you can spot the V that this 3 chain is coming out of, which is here. Okay, and this is the next double crochet stitch. And if you follow this, you can spot this V here. So this is the next V. So at the start and end of the row, make sure you spot the right V stitch to do the stitches. So this counts as 2 double crochets. Now into the next V, I'm going to make an increase. So this is the pattern throughout the row, 2 single double crochets and 1 increase, that is 2 double crochets into this same space. Okay, I'll meet you back at the end of the row. So I'm done with this row. I've slip stitched on top of the chain 3. Now again in this row you'll be doing 3 single crochets by itself and then 1 increase. Okay, so I've done 3 double crochets by itself and then 1 increase. So I've done 3 double crochets. Now I'm going to do the increase stitch. If you can notice here, see, this is the increase from the previous row. This is again the beauty of this pattern. That is, each and every row, the increase and decrease stitches will align on top of one another. See, this is the increase from the previous row, and this increase is beautifully aligned on top of this, and now this increase will be aligned on top of that. So this is going to be the pattern, that is in each row that you increase, the number of double crochets by itself will increase. That is, in the first row we didn't have any single double crochet, and in the second row, in between two increase stitches, we had one, and in the third row between two increase we had two. In this row, between two increase stitches, we have 3, and in the next row it will be 4. So this is the pattern, guys. If you can see the poster popping up, right? This is the pattern that I'm using, and for the beanie, to make the circumference of this circle, that is the circumference means if you measure this now, it comes to 11 inches, right? I'm not counting the current row, the previous row, it comes to 11 inches, and this circumference, it has to be 22.5 inches. We can stop when it is 22 inches, and this is the pattern. You can see that the poster popping up here, right? And I'll finish this and I'll meet you at the part 2 of this video, where we convert this into a beanie. Okay, and thanks for watching. Do subscribe to the channel for more videos, and if you make a pattern using this flat double crochet circle, do tag me on Instagram at Soumya_yarnwonders. And if you have any comments or doubts, please leave it in the comment section below. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Thank you.